Omega pup. You're the smallest, the weakest, the last to eat. As the Omega pup, you exist at the bottom of the pack hierarchy, and every wolf above you knows it. Your siblings shove you off the carcass. The adults nip and pin you, not from cruelty, but to teach submission. Sometimes you go 3 days without food. Adult wolves consume up to 9 kilograms of meat in a single sitting. Your portion comes last, scraps, gristle, whatever the others choose to leave. But your role matters more than you realize. The Omega absorbs the pack's aggression, diffuses tension, and keeps the family from tearing itself apart. You are the social pressure valve. When biologists remove an Omega from a pack, the entire structure collapses within weeks. Fights break out, hunts fail. The hierarchy unravels. You may eat last and bleed first, but the wolves who tower over you cannot survive without you. That is the strange power of the lowest rank. Juvenile. You're 3 months old and the world just got bigger. As a juvenile, you've left the den for the first time and everything is a lesson. You weigh around 7 kilograms now, but you'll grow 10 times that within a year. The pack has stopped feeding you regurgitated meat. You're expected to chew, to chase, to learn. Older wolves drag bone fragments toward you, then snatch them away, training your reflexes. You stalk butterflies, ambush leaves, pounce on your siblings. Every game is rehearsal for the kill. You make mistakes constantly. You bark at shadows. You wander too far, and a yearling drags you back by the scruff. The pack tolerates this because juveniles are protected by every adult, no exceptions. Mortality at this stage is brutal anyway. Roughly 40% of wolf pups never reach their first birthday. Disease, starvation, and predators take the rest. You don't know it yet, but your survival depends on every clumsy pounce you practice today. Yearling. You're 1 year old, you're not a pup anymore, but you're not an adult either. As a yearling, you exist in the awkward middle, big enough to hunt but too inexperienced to lead. You weigh around 30 kilograms now, with full adult teeth and a coat that finally insulates you through winter. The pack expects work. You drag carcasses. You guard the den when adults leave. You chase off ravens and coyotes that try to scavenge your kills. But you don't get the best food, and you don't get a mate. That privilege belongs to the breeding pair alone. Some yearlings stay loyal and rise through the ranks. Others hit a breaking point and disperse, leaving the pack to find their own territory. Roughly half of all yearlings choose this path. Lone wolves face death rates above 50% in their first year alone. Stay and submit, or leave and risk everything. The decision you make this year will define the rest of your life. Subordinate female. You're an adult female, you're strong, capable, and ready to breed, but you can't. As a subordinate female, you live under the rule of the breeding female, who suppresses your reproduction through sheer dominance. Your body produces less estrogen in her presence. You don't go into heat. You don't ovulate. You don't mate. This isn't choice. It's biology forced on you by the hierarchy. You hunt with the pack, defend the territory, and help raise pups that aren't yours. You may even nurse them when the breeding female is away, your milk triggered by hormonal changes from being near the litter. Your loyalty is total because your survival depends on it. A lone female wolf without a pack rarely lasts a single winter. Some subordinates wait years for a chance to rise. Others slip away during dispersal season, joining a lone male and starting a new pack of their own. Your moment will come, or it won't. Either way, you wait. Subordinate male. You're built to lead, but you're not allowed to. As a subordinate male, you carry the size, strength, and instincts of a breeding wolf. You weigh up to 50 kilograms. You can run 60 kilometers per hour. You can take down an elk twice your size. But the breeding male watches every move you make. If you posture too aggressively, he pins you. If you approach a female in heat, he drives you off, sometimes drawing blood. The pack's stability depends on your submission. You compensate through hunting. Subordinate males often become the pack's most lethal predators, taking down moose, bison, and elk to prove their value. Your kill rate matters because it earns you food, status, and tolerance. But the day will come when you challenge the breeding male directly, or you leave forever. Most pack takeovers end in death. The deposed alpha is usually killed or driven into exile. Your strength is your asset and your curse. Use it wrong, and you die. Hunter, you're the engine of the pack. As a hunter, you do the work that keeps everyone alive. Wolves succeed in only 1 out of every 10 hunting attempts, which means you're failing constantly. You sprint up to 60 kilometers per hour in pursuit. You run for 20 minutes straight, lungs burning, paws bleeding on frozen ground. Your bite force reaches 1,200 psi, strong enough to crack the femur of a bull moose. You target the largest prey on the continent: elk, caribou, bison, even adult moose weighing 700 kilos. You attack the rear flanks and hamstrings, never the front. A single kick from a moose can shatter your skull. Roughly 1 in 5 hunting wolves dies from prey-related injuries. You eat first sometimes, but only after the breeding pair feeds. You consume up to 9 kilograms in one meal because the next kill might be a week away. Your body is a weapon, your hunger is permanent, and your job never ends until you die in the field. Pup Sitter. You're not a parent, but you might as well be. As a pup sitter, you stay behind when the pack hunts, guarding the den and entertaining a litter of squirming, biting, climbing pups. This role usually falls to yearlings or subordinate females. The breeding female trusts you with her offspring, which is the highest compliment a wolf can give. You let pups crawl over your back, bite your ears, and tug on your tail. You teach them play fighting, the foundation of every hunting skill they'll ever need. When danger approaches, you stand between the threat and the den. Bears, mountain lions, and rival wolves all target wolf pups. Pup sitters have died defending litters from grizzlies twice their size. You're also the one who regurgitates food when hunters return. Pups lick your muzzle to trigger the response, and you give up your share willingly. You don't carry the bloodline, but the next generation of this pack survives because of you. Sentinel. You don't sleep when the pack sleeps. As a sentinel, you stand guard while the rest of the pack rests, watching the perimeter for rival wolves, bears, or human intruders. Wolves rotate this duty, but some individuals take it more often than others. Your senses are the pack's early warning system. You can hear a footstep in the snow from over a kilometer away. You can smell another wolf's scent mark from 2 kilometers downwind. Your night vision is 6 times sharper than a human's. When you detect a threat, you don't bark, you howl. A specific, low, rolling howl that means intruder. The pack wakes within seconds and forms up around the breeding pair and pups. Sentinel duty is exhausting. You sleep in fragments, never deeply, always alert. But the pack's survival depends on you catching what others miss. One missed scent, one ignored sound, and a rival pack could be on you before anyone has time to defend. You watch, always. Scout. You go where no one else goes. As a scout, you leave the pack for hours or days at a time, mapping territory, tracking prey, and finding the next hunt. Your range covers up to 50 square kilometers per outing. You travel alone, which makes you vulnerable. A lone wolf is a target for every rival pack, every cougar, every grizzly within range. You move silently, you eat what you can catch on your own, usually rabbits, beavers, or small rodents. You memorize landmarks, scent trails, and the patterns of elk herds across vast distances. When you return, you communicate everything through scent rolling, body posture, and direction of movement. The pack reads you like a map. A successful scout can lead the pack to a fresh elk herd 30 kilometers away within hours. A bad scout wastes the pack's energy and gets wolves killed. Your role is invisible to most observers, but you are the reason the pack eats tomorrow. You are the pack's eyes beyond the horizon. Den mother. You shape every wolf in this pack. As the den mother, you are usually the breeding female herself, but the role extends to any older female who takes charge of pup rearing. You give birth to a litter of 4 to 6 pups after a 63-day pregnancy. In a den you dug yourself, sometimes 4 meters deep into a hillside. For the first 3 weeks, you don't leave. You nurse constantly, your body burning through 4,000 calories a day to produce milk. The pack brings you food, regurgitating meat at the den entrance. You teach pups everything: how to submit, how to play, how to recognize prey scent, how to read the pack's hierarchy. Your discipline is firm but never cruel. A misbehaving pup gets a paw across the face, never a bite that draws blood. Den mothers have been observed adopting orphaned pups from rival packs and raising them as their own. The future of the entire pack runs through you. You are the bloodline. Pack enforcer. You keep the peace through violence. As the pack enforcer, your job is to maintain order when squabbles break out over food, mating, or territory. You're usually a high-ranking subordinate male, the second or third strongest wolf in the pack. The breeding male can't intervene in every dispute, so you do it for him. When 2 yearlings fight over a kill, you separate them with a snap. When a subordinate male postures too close to a female in heat, you pin him. Your bites rarely break skin. The point is dominance, not damage. But when a real challenge arises, you're the first responder. Rival wolves who cross into your territory face you before they ever see the breeding pair. You've fought intruders to the death and dragged their bodies past the den as a warning. The pack tolerates your aggression because it serves the family. Without you, every meal becomes a battlefield. You are the law that keeps the pack from eating itself alive. Breeding pair. Alpha. You sit at the top of everything. As the breeding pair, often called the alphas, you are the only wolves in the pack permitted to mate. Your bond is monogamous and usually lasts for life. Together, you produce every pup the pack will raise. Your decisions dictate where the pack travels, when it hunts, and how it responds to threats. You eat first at every kill, taking the liver, heart, and lungs. The richest organs, packed with fat and minerals you need to sustain breeding and leadership. Your body is the pack's most valuable asset. The breeding female suppresses reproduction in every other female through pheromones alone. The breeding male keeps subordinate males in check through posture, scent, and the occasional bite. Your reign is fragile. Most alpha wolves hold their position for only 3 to 4 years before being deposed, killed by rivals, or dying in a hunt. The crown is heavy, the pack obeys you, the pack also waits for you to fall.